Hello engineers, in the previous lecture we discussed about front head types. In today's lecture we will discuss about shell types guys. So the very first one is type E. So type E consists of a cylindrical shell and a bundle of tubes within it. The fluid enters through the nozzle inlet guys and fills up the shell side of the heat exchanger. Then it flows through the tubes and exits through the outlet nozzle. So this is the general process happen in the type E. So this type of heat exchanger is suitable for applications where there is a moderate temperature between two fluid guys. So the advantage of type E is very simple and easy to manufacture. So that's why it is cost effective for many industrial applications as well. So that's about type E, and next one type F. So it is similar to type E, but here you can observe the flow is split into two times. So here fluid passes two times guys. So firstly the fluid enters through the inlet nozzle. The fluid passes two times in the shell. So that's why we called this is a two pass flow. And finally it will exit through the outlet nozzle guys. Due to two pass flow, it has high heat transfer efficiency guys. So this is the advantage of type F. And next one, type G. So it is a divided flow shell and tube heat exchanger guys. So you can see in the picture as well. So the shell side flow is divided into two parallel streams here, and the stream passes on the both sides of the tube bundle and flows in the same direction. When the fluid is split into two narrow parts, it flows faster, right? So it helps to reduce fouling as well. So that's why it is cost effective for more industrial applications as well. Next one is type H. So generally we called double split flow heat exchanger. So how it works? So in simple words, the fluid enters the shell through the inlet nozzles. Inside the shell, a baffle splits the flow into two parts, guys. So these two fluid streams flow in the opposite direction. So at the other end, the two streams merge back together and exit through the outlet nozzles. So this is the general process happens in this type H. So when two streams move in opposite directions, more heat gets exchanged between these two fluids. So that's why it has a high heat transfer efficiency. And there is some disadvantages as well. You can see here the internal design is more complex. So that's why the cost of this equipment is also more high, and maintenance also trickier in this type of designs, guys. And next one, type J. It is used for steam services, guys. So firstly, steam enters into the heat exchanger through a big nozzle. So then flow is split into two parts inside the shell. So as the steam travels through the heat exchanger, so it loses the heat and turns into liquid in the shell. So after passing through the heat exchanger, the two split streams combine again at the outlet, guys. So splitting the flow reduces the steam velocity, and there is a less chance of erosion and corrosion in the tubes. But here the problem is, because of split flow, the pressure drop increases. So this is the main disadvantage of type J. And next one we can go to type X. In type X, the hot fluid moves horizontally and the cold fluid moves vertically. So since they move perpendicular to each other, so this is called a cross flow heat exchanger, guys. So this type is commonly used in applications where temperature difference between two fluids is very small. So that's why we used this type X in air conditioning systems and refrigeration units, and generally where low temperature fluid cooling is required. So this is all about all shell type heat exchangers, guys. In next lecture we will see their head types.